how much should you feed your dog? We get to ask all the time. So here's some general guidelines to think about when feeding your dog. One, not all dogs are the same, so these are great places to start, but you need to keep in mind how old your dog is and how active your dog is and the size of your dog. Generally speaking, dogs will eat about 2 to 3% of their body weight. So if your dog is, say, 20 pounds, halfway between 2 and 3 is 2.5%, which means your 20-pound dog will eat about a half a pound a day. So if you're feeding, say, Wild Instincts, the patties are 1/4 pound each. That'd be 1 patty, say, in the morning, 1 in the evening for your 2 feedings. If you feed more often, you can obviously do the math. If you're feeding carnivore, you might want to split that half-pound patty in half, whatever works best for you. Now, if your dog is obese, you're going to want to use its proper weight as the measurement. So first imagine your dog is, say, 28 pounds and you think it really should be 20, and that's approximately the size it should be. And what I would suggest you do is feed your dog as if it's 20 pounds. This will make sure it always gets food, it's getting enough nutrition, but over time it'll slowly lose weight and get to that proper ideal weight. Now the reason I say all dogs are different is it all depends on how active they are. So this works for the majority of dogs, but activity level, different breeds are different. So for example, we have a friend with a Whippet. Whippets are incredibly active as a general rule. And so they have a generally higher metabolism. So you'll find that a Whippet will probably be in the 3% and above range, 3 and 4% depending on how active you are with that dog. But their metabolism in general is a bit higher. Take a large dog, say there's some like a Bernese or like any very large dog. Often adult large dogs can be below the 2% because they're not nearly as active, but you really need to pay attention to your dog. But a good place to start is between 2 and 3% of their body weight, and you can watch to see how they do with that. Now the one thing I'll say is if you're moving from kibble to raw, you will see their body change. What we noticed, because we actually fed kibble for years before we started feeding raw, and one of the shocking things to us was not just the food, like what food they ate, what it looked like, or the small poops, all that kind of good stuff, but their body actually lost a lot of its like chubbiness, and they kind of got more muscular. Not massively, but they looked a lot more like real dogs. And we have Shiba Inus, which aren't real dogs. So you will see their body change as well.